This is going to be a quick video walkthrough on Capture 2.0. We're going to kind of discuss some of the new features, security, table maintenance, product maintenance, and then we're going to actually go through the policy workflow. First thing we're going to start off with is security. So one of the things is that this is an internet application, meaning you don't log in, I know who you are, but we still have this concept of a profile. We want people to be able to come out here and customize their experience. So one of the things I want you to see is this navigation at the top. We have a home, search, table maintenance, and Cody Porter. And one of the interesting things about this is that we talked about product maintenance, and we talked about administration, policy, workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add security, and you're going to kind of see these menus start popping up. And then we're going to come in here, we're going to refresh our application. I'm on VPN, so it's a little slow. There we go. So now we see administration pop up. And what happened is behind the scenes, I just added administration role to Cody Porter. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to come out to the security role. We're going to search for Cody. So I gave administration rights, and so now I have the ability to grant or remove security from within the application. So I go to Cody Porter. I can see he's a user, an administrator, but what I really need is I want him to be able to manage products as well. So I'm going to click Save, and we just added a whole nother role, so you have a whole nother navigation menu available to you. So that's really kind of the administration and profile piece of it. In here, you know, we originally thought we'd create it so you can come in here and you can change your themes, change colors, and really customize your experience. Just to kind of give you an example of that is we can go to Cosmo, Save, and it's changing our color, so it changes how our application looks to us. We were working with the UX team. We're not too fond of this idea, so we kind of put the BTS color theme, what they put together out there. So that's what users get defaulted with, and we'll probably have to revisit these color themes and possibly remove them. But the concept of Microsoft technologies, you come in, you can theme them, you can do things to them, and make them customized to your experience. So we were trying to follow that same Microsoft technologies. So one of the things that we're first going to do is we're going to come into the Capture, the home page. We're going to create a new person. Video presentation. Give them a fen. One of the things you notice right away is that we mask our inputs, so we don't allow bad characters. So if I try to even put characters in here, I won't allow that to happen. So we're going to click, we want to create this corporation. So that corporation doesn't exist out here, so it says I got more information I need about this person. The required fields, we're kind of just going to go through them. We're going to say United States of America, so then it says, all right, we have different states for this country. So we're going to come out here, we're going to plug in an address. Create. So we've just created that insured. So we have a new insured out here. And one of the first things you need to do with an insured is you need to add a policy. So an insured could have many policies. So we have this concept, you come to the insured screen, and I need to add another policy. So I'm going to say add policy. Policy number, it gets the next one available. This is test, so we got kind of a whole bunch of random different numbers out there. So we'll just go with this one. Issue country, we're going to say United States. State, we're going to say Iowa. Initial premium, we'll say 10,000. Commission percent, 10%. Effective and expiration dates, it takes the current day, and then expiration goes plus 1 year. So we got kind of a little business logic out there to help kind of streamline the process of data entry. NAICS, we'll just do auto rental. What's interesting about these drop downs is that they can be controlled and table maintenance. So if you're out here and you have a new NAICS come in, you can go out to this table maintenance and either enable that NAICS or add a new one. And we'll go through that here in a second. We'll add this policy, profit center. This is kind of an open area, so we're making it so you can just add whatever you want, but you can really control these values in your table maintenance in these drop downs. not a renewal, so this is going to be a new policy. We're going to say save and continue. One of the things I didn't touch on was that, okay, we just added the policy. Now it's going to enable the roll screen. And what happens in here, so we clicked insure on that previous one. So we went to insure, we added a policy to it. So it knew that this is video presentation. Well, what if I have another insured I want to add onto this? So we go out here, we say, I want to add Cody Porter. So what happens is as soon as I click that, it says, okay, Cody Porter is now available in the insureds. And we have this concept of primary and contingent. So video presentation was the first one added, so we make it primary. So if we wanted to make Cody Porter primary, it doesn't do a page refresh or anything like that. We just click make primary. What's happening is calls are going to the database when we're clicking those things, but your page isn't refreshing. It just allows your user to interact with the screen without really anything negative happening to them. So first one, made primary. I have Tony. I want to click make primary. I can toggle these between these, no problem. You might understand, like, why do you have this primary concept? Well, really the primary concept is when we're doing reporting on a policy, we're going to do that reporting on maybe on an insured level just for the primary one. So that way we only get one row in our results. Next is underwriters. Both of these. I'll make Kathy the primary. What's interesting is, for BPAM, one of the things we had to struggle with was we don't want the concept of having multiple insureds, multiple producers. We only want to allow one. So with this, we kind of said we got to take these drop downs and break them out from the policy screen and create this roll screen so we can have more than one on a policy. All right, so we're done with roles. We click save and continue. So it's kind of got a workflow to it. So this next one is called coverage. And this is really where everything's occurring. This is where a lot of the processing is occurring. So we're going to add a location. We're going to come out here. So we've got a location. Now in this location, we're going to do certain types of lines of businesses. So we're going to say add lob. I want to add a commercial auto. What coverages am I going to have in this commercial auto? So I'm going to say NA, I'm going to have auto liability, and we'll put a limit at 1,000. I say, let's add this one. Well, I'm not done yet. I want to add more coverages. We'll do comprehensive. So we can continue adding coverages until we get all the ones we want for this line of business commercial auto. So once we've got the ones we needed, we can say save. So what happens is in our commercial auto line of business, we now have this commercial auto and then all of these coverages available to us. Now that we know the location, the line of business, and the coverages, we can either add more lobs or we can get away into adding more risks. So we can say add risk. We're going to say this is an auto unknown. Since it says, okay, this classification is an auto, also known as class code, but it says when it's a class of auto, I have certain fields that I want to now start requiring. So when we chose auto, you saw more fields show up. So we have a VIN. This will be like a vehicle. We'll do 2014. So we've added our risk, which is an auto. Here's the VIN, here's the actual vehicle, and now we want to apply coverages to that vehicle. So we'll say auto liability. Remember those coverages we added at the line of business? Now you're seeing them down here. So we say we add coverage, and now we need to add sublines and different things. So we're going to have a $1,000 premium. Remember that 10% I put on the policy for commissions? It's saying I know what the commission percentage is. I'm going to automatically apply what that commission should be based on the premium. Then we're going to go, we can do deductible, different type of risk retention types. We'll just do an amount. I can add more coverages if I need to. So if I have more sublines that need to be applied to this risk, I can do that here by clicking Add Coverage. But for this, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to say, I want to save. What happened is it says, oh, here's that VIN I typed in for that risk. Here's the coverages that I have for it. So if I ever have to come in and make changes, I can add transaction or remove this coverage, or I can add additional coverages to this risk. And that's pretty much the basis of what we're doing with the coverage screen. It's got location, line of business, coverages under that line of business, and then the risks in that line of business and which coverages are applied to those risks. So we'll just add one for now, but you can go out here, you can add more locations, you can do multiple different things. We have rules in there that says if you add a location, you have to have at least one risk, and the other thing is before you can continue. So I'm just going to click Save and Continue. We move on to transaction. So we added that one risk, and we had those premium and commission amounts. What you don't realize is happening is that from those, we're building transactions. So we have a written premium and a commission transaction, $1,000 and $100. So this screen's really kind of more for, on a new policy, the screen's really more for visualization and making updates if you need to. Save and continue. So we validated those transactions. Now we need to move to reinsurance. So we're going to come out here, reinsure, treaty, ceded premium. So it's saying input commissions by percent or amount. So I can either do a commission percentage or amount. So we can add a couple here. Let's do both just to see what happens. We click Save. It says, hold on a second, ceded commission should be specified by either a percent or amount, but not both. So that comes to this little label right there. So if I wanted to do 1,000 this time, click Save. And that's it. So we've added our reinsurance stuff. So now we're going to click Save and Continue. Now it goes to summary. It says my initial premium on the policy was $10,000, but my total written is only $1,000. So the purpose of this summary page is kind of really just to summarize the policy and do a last validation of checks on that policy. We kind of envision this screen to be a QC, a quality control. So companies will probably want to customize this screen to what they want to view. But what should happen here, are you sure you want to issue this policy? We'll say yes. We get an error that says, hold on a second, the initial premium for this policy is $10,000, but you've only written $1,000. So what that means is we need to go back here and take a look at this. So, okay, we got 1,000 here, but that should have been 10,000. So we're going to change that. Go back to our summary. So these values match now. So we're going to click Finalize. All right, so our policy just issued. What happened here is that the navigation kind of went away because the workflow is no longer there. You can go out here and just view this information. So if we go back to our home page or to search, we'll actually grab that guy. Go back to search, click policy search. I can come out here. You can see all the policy we've added out here. Search for that policy. There's our video presentation. Click that policy and we can get back right into the details. Now the other type of search we can do is on insured. So we want to say which one said video. So here's our insured. So we have video presentation. All right, so now I have this insured, and now I have another policy I need to add. So we can go right back into this video presentation and say I got another policy for this guy. So we've done that. We've added them and we've done everything. And that's pretty much it for the policy workflow. You can add a policy to an insured. You can add multiple policies to an insured. Now let's talk about table maintenance. So if we go to branch offices, we just right now we have a test one. But if we wanted to do CWG or anything like that, we can say save. You can see that record in there right away. So one of the things that now if we go back to our insured, video presentation, new policy, Go to our branch office. Now we have CWG in there. So that's the concept of this table maintenance is I don't have to engage someone at BTS to control what I see on the screens. A person with administration rights or product maintenance can go out here and manage this stuff themselves. So product maintenance, this one's got a lot of relationships going on, you know. You have coverage, class code, sublines, ASLab, and those are all related to one another. You know, you have to add a certain coverage before you can add certain class codes, things like that. That screen were really kind of intended maybe for the Cathys, that, you know, Kathy Appleby and Kathy Peterson, when they're sitting with those companies and setting up these products that are available for that company. They can do that real time and interact with their clients and make updates so they can see them in our application. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate to ask. I kind of click through the screens fast because I'm used to the application. Right now, this thing works. It does what we wanted it to do and what we intended it for. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. Thanks.